the Internet Reloaded Boston 2017. I'm Christina from we.CONECT, and I'm really happy to be with Shaun Randol from Bloomberg.
Shaun, thank you.
Welcome to the conference, and thank you so much for your time to participate in the interview.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And as a start, do you mind just briefly introducing yourself and give us a few insights into your professional background?
Sure. My name's Shaun Randol. I am on the employee communications team at Bloomberg. I manage our content and platforms team, which means that we are in charge of creating and curating content for our employees and external audiences to consume and distributing it across several channels. I've been at Bloomberg for 7 years, and I've been on the employee communications team for about 4 years, and we've grown the team from about 4 to 12 in New York and London. But my particular team, the content and platforms team, is 4 plus 1 coming in London.
That also explains your case study you'll be presenting tomorrow afternoon on developing an editorial strategy from idea generation to measurement. Tell us a bit more about that and share a few insights.
You know, our thought that you can't just publish any kind of content to the internet or for internal consumption. You can't just do it willy-nilly because it feels right or because it looks like fun. The kind of content that employees are consuming should be tied towards some business goal. And then you have to understand your audience as well and who your employees are, what they're reading, where they're reading it, and how they're consuming it. And being able to tie all that together requires an editorial strategy. So I'll be talking about that. And there are 5 components to our editorial strategy. They include knowing the business goals, knowing the audience, the employees, having the content, the right channels to distribute that content, and then having the measurement and metrics behind it to prove what you're doing or kill off what's not working.
And how exactly do you align your editorial strategy with overall company goals? You briefly touched on that, but dive deep into that topic.
Every company has goals. They should be fairly long-term. So Bloomberg is a private company, so we have the pleasure of having a little bit more foresight into what the company wants to work on over a couple of years. So we actually look for a little bit of direction from the senior executives to tell us what the company strategy is for 2017, for example. And then our CCO, the Chief Communications Officer, to determine how the communications group supports those goals. So we actually look to senior leadership to determine what the business goals are, and then what we do, the kind of content we produce, the people we network with, how we publish it, how often we publish it, to whom, is always lined up against those goals. And if it's not working toward a business outcome for the company, then it's not something that we're going to do. And
talking about strategy on one hand and business results on the other hand, how do you actually measure the results with regards to employee communication?
Oh, that's the $6 million question, and a lot of it can't be measured tangibly. So I would suggest that there are 2 ways to measure the effectiveness of your communications. There are behavioral metrics and what we call our volume metrics. And volume metrics are the types of metrics that just about anybody can capture right about now. Email open rates, story clicks, people showing up at events, downloading documents, that kind of thing. The behavioral metrics are the more interesting ones. What kind of changes are employees conducting based on your communications? What are they doing differently? Who are they collaborating with more? What are they not doing anymore because of your communication? That's a little bit more difficult to measure. It requires some surveys and some one-on-one feedback. But it is a combination of those 2 types of metrics that we look to justify and determine what our work is.
Looking into the future, what do you think are specific upcoming challenges with regards to employee communications at Bloomberg?
We look at, I would say, like near-term challenges and then challenges that we don't even know exist. We have a little bit of play for both of those. On one hand, our near-term challenges are finding ways to make sure that the content that our employees is consuming is more relevant to their experience, based on what they do in the company, where they sit, the language they speak, when they want to receive that communication. Making sure it's relative to their experience, whether they're in Tokyo or Dubai or New York, and making sure that that also has a nice alignment with the overall company messages that we want to get across. So audience segmentation and targeting of content, that's a big strategic and tactical development we're working on for 2017. And then beyond that, we're always just sort of like playing on the fringe to see what else we can do. For myself, for example, I'm experimenting with podcasting for the first time this year. Let's see if that's something that will stick for 2018. Feedback loops we're playing with. One of my colleagues is looking at virtual reality. How can we use that in employee communications? And maybe we can, maybe we can't. But we're always just sort of tinkering on the fringes there to see what will be the next opportunity for us.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your insights so far. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
And I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.